Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is April 9th, and today we're going to be taking a look at multiple systems moving through the Pacific Northwest here over the next few days. We've got some thunderstorm potential going on today as well. As you can see, cold air cumulus moving across the region today. And looking at the infrared satellite, you can see our system for this afternoon and tonight kind of sliding towards the region. Going to bring a little bit of snowfall potential for some lower elevations of western Washington, and of course the higher terrain of the Cascades and the Rockies, and British Columbia is going to get a nice snowfall over the next few days. A stronger system moves through the area on Monday. It looks like it's targeting the Oregon coast right now. So on the north side of that, there's going to be actually a little bit of accumulating snowfall potential on Monday morning. So we'll look at that in some detail as well. Severe weather going on across the Great Plains, going on through early into mid next week. We'll take a look at that just briefly. There's some pretty substantial fire danger across the southern plains as well here going on in through next week. As you can see, this cold air out here bubbling and stirring across the Pacific Northwest. We're going to take a look in detail on what's going to happen here. Visible satellite imagery, you can see we do have these cold air cumulus to go through first during the day today. So there could be some lightning and small hail across the Pacific Northwest. So eyes on the sky again. Last night was pretty wild, or yesterday was pretty wild, as we had thunderstorms move through the area in multiple regions, and we had a pretty good wind event here through the central Puget Sound. And it looked like we might have had a little bit of a spin up there towards the Kitsap Peninsula there. We had some pretty good rotation and kind of a tornado signature move through near Bangor up there. So taking a look at the rest of the country now, you see the chilly low pressure system moving through the southeast and the east. There's some frost and freeze warnings up for there. And again, you can see the nice clear skies for most of the west. Is that system that moved through us yesterday is kind of pushing off through Canada and bringing some nice mountain wave activities for some of the areas here across the Rockies. Looking for the winter weather advisories are already set up here across the Cascades of Washington and Oregon, northeast Oregon as well. And there's the red flag fire warnings across the southern plains. Looking at the convective available potential energy, kind of the fuel for thunderstorms, you can see it builds up pretty good through this afternoon. So heads up, eyes on the sky for those dark clouds. And then as we go through the day, Sunday, you'll see it start to rebuild a bit. And then on Monday, kind of the Cape kind of highlights where this system is scheduled to make landfall along the Oregon coast. So we're going to look at that in some detail as well coming up here. So here's the actually the European model, lightning flash density. As we go through the day today, check this out: Central Puget Sound, Western Washington, Eastern Washington. There is that chance for thunderstorms as we go through the day today. So heads up. And going through tomorrow, you'll see that instability bubbles up again, mainly Washington. And as we go through Monday, we're going to do the same thing again. And we're going to do this for several days this week. So there's going to be lightning potential around the area. You can see for the coast during the day on Monday. We go through Tuesday as well. So, yeah, it's springtime here in the Pacific Northwest. When we get that cold air aloft, we just have to get some sun breaks, and you can spawn those lightning strikes around the region. So looking at the HRRR, this is the 12Z. This goes out 48 hours. So I'm trying to highlight a little bit of snowfall potential here and where those showers are going to set up as we go through the day today. So here we go through this evening, just those showers, potential thunderstorm across the region, some cascade snowfall. And here goes the system moving through tonight and overnight. And you can kind of see it highlighting some snowfall, making it all the way down near the surface. Probably not going to get accumulations down at the surface, mainly above 1,000 feet tonight. We'll look at some of the snowfall totals coming up here in a moment. But as we go through the day Sunday, here we come on Monday morning now. You can see that stronger system making landfall on the Oregon coast. Now look at this deformation band. Extends up into southwest Washington, but really targets the northern Willamette Valley here and the Cascades of Oregon as this moves through. Now, this is going to be in flux. This system is probably going to change its location here. So this could easily throw the deformation band a little bit further north, or, the system could come in even farther south at this point. We'll have to just watch that as it goes. But this could bring some accumulating snowfall, if only briefly, across portions of southwest Washington and the North Willamette Valley, even out to the Oregon coast or the southwest Washington coast. Now checking out the NAM 3KM here. You can see the thunderstorm activity, even convergent zone activity across the Puget Sound today. And here comes our system moving through the area tonight. And the NAM isn't as bullish as the snowfall, as you can see. It kind of just has light rain amounts, which may be more accurate, but you can see the snow level is pretty low as we go through here. Then as we go on to Sunday evening, you can see the system ramping up through Oregon here. And you see that cold deformation band on the north side of this low pressure system move through the area. So the NAM is on the lesser side of snowfall coming up, but we're going to look at the European here in a minute as well. And here we go. Looking through the day today, thunderstorm activity and showers. And overnight tonight, you can see some of the snow gets down towards the surface here. So we might see some snowflakes mixed in through tomorrow morning across the Puget Sound. And then the system takes aim at Oregon. According to the models are in pretty good agreement. This thing is going to make landfall across the Oregon coast. And look at this deformation band down here through Portland and southwest Washington. So we're going to have to watch this system. Any kind of change in this track can easily change the snowfall amounts and where the snowfall will fall through Monday morning. Here's the NAM 3 cam. This kind of highlights the cold air pretty well here. This is the system moving through. You can see a little curly Q at the weak low that moves over the region tonight and tomorrow morning and introduces this cold air to the region. Here comes the system on Monday. You can see the warm tongue of this system as it approaches the Oregon coast here and spins up and brings some really chilly air across western Washington. So Monday morning, if this band gets further north, there could easily be some brief accumulating snowfall down close to the surface. As you can see, the really chilly air set up over Washington when that system moves through here. And of course, this is going to mean potential brief snowfall accumulations for Portland as well. And goes without saying, the higher terrain is really going to get some good snowfall out of this system, out of these systems as they move through, which we'll go into detail as they get closer, because these things are going to be fickle. You can see that Monday system weakened a bit, as you can see some winds coming across, marking that low pressure system for Sunday morning. And now this Monday morning is looking a little bit more substantial as you see it approaching the Oregon coast. Some pretty good southerly winds here going through Sunday night, and then as we go through Monday, the day, look at this bent back occlusion move across the central portions of the Oregon coast. Going to bring some pretty strong winds with it, as well as dragging cold air out over western Washington all the way down towards Portland, if it maintains this track. Now here's the European. Shows this weak system moving through tonight and Sunday morning. Here we go on to Monday morning. Look at this thing just kind of develop, and a late breaking wave coming across the Oregon coast could mean some dangerous winds here, where you might get a wind advisory, a high wind warning on the backside of this low pressure system, depending on just how much this is progged to deepen as it makes landfall. Now here we're looking at the current temperatures at 5,000 feet. You can see the really cold air aloft move over the region here into Sunday morning. Then you see the system kind of bringing this warm air up the Oregon coast, marking that mid-latitude cyclone as it makes landfall. Then it really pulls some cold air out over the region as it passes. Look at this, -6. And then as we go through the day on Tuesday morning, you see the cold air just kind of hanging around and another system kind of spinning up out here off the coastline. So we're going to get multiple systems, multiple chances here. Here's the European showing minimum temperatures as we go through Sunday morning. You'll see the system is not quite as strong as it was scheduled to be yesterday, but there is still some chilly air up here in North Washington. Could bring some measurable snowfall. And one of the UW model is kind of hinting at some snowfall Sunday morning up here. We'll look at that here in a minute. And looking into Monday morning here, though, you can see this really chilly air covering western Washington all the way down through southwest Washington as this system makes landfall into Oregon. So we've got a lot to watch here. It's kind of a tricky forecast as you see the system moving in tonight here, and the Euro showing a little bit of lowland snowfall coming in, and then the deeper system Monday swinging into Oregon and bringing that really strong deformation band of snowfall across northern Oregon here. So this low track is going to mean everything. I mean, this system goes from what, 1016 to a 990, 989. That's almost a bomb cyclone really there. That thing is deepening rapidly as it makes landfall on the Oregon coast there. So we're going to have to watch for winds on the Oregon coast with this system on Monday for sure. Now taking a look here at the 5,000 foot temperature anomaly, just kind of showing you this cold air that sets up over western Canada here. Just basically an Arctic high. If this was midwinter, we'd be talking some serious lowland snowfall potential with this, and we still may get some measurable snowfall depending on how these systems come in and the timing of these systems. Of course, you want them to come in early morning before the atmosphere starts to warm up with the warm April sun. Now looking at the extended a little bit here, you can see how this trough just kind of opens up over the Pacific Northwest. This is at 18,000 feet here on the European, and then you'll see it really redevelop itself and reinforce itself as we go through Tuesday. We're going to spawn another system there. So we've got multiple systems to go through. And then perhaps another one out here as we go on in through next weekend. And as we put this into the future here, sorry, the map's being a little bit slow. You can see the Gulf of Alaska troughing continuing to go and potentially bringing up a windstorm across the Queen Charlottes. But that's getting pretty far out in the forecast there. We've got several systems to go through before we get to that point. The GFS shows that trough really coming down here Monday morning. That would be that system moving on to the Oregon coast. And if that system comes a little further north, that's going to put western Washington in a snowy deformation bullseye there. And you can see the next system moving down through Tuesday, and then potentially another system on the heels of that as we go in through later next week. But like I said, we're getting too far out in the forecast there. And then the Gulf of Alaska troughing continuing on through next weekend. So active weather continues. European model here, just kind of showing, I don't think we're going to, you might see some flakes flying, but we're probably not going to see much accumulating snowfall across the Puget Sound. According to the Euro, the UW GFS says something different we'll look at here in a minute. But look at this, what it's painting for the North Willamette Valley. And this is probably off by, this is way overdoing any kind of accumulating snowfall that would happen in the North Willamette Valley. But it is hinting at accumulating snowfall there. And this just kind of shows you the danger of where this low makes landfall. If it's further north towards the Columbia River, that would include the Seattle Metro, Olympia, Tacoma, and Southwest Washington in this deformation band that could bring an inch or two of quick snowfall. It does happen at times this time of year. And looking at the NAM, this was definitely on the lower side of the snowfall accumulation, but still showing some accumulating snowfall for the I-5 corridor here through Monday morning. Now here's the HRRR. It kind of highlighting, I just wanted to show you that it is highlighting snowfall potential there for Oregon and towards South Washington as well. So again, the track of this low is going to mean everything. If that track takes a more northerly route, that's going to include the Seattle Metro and Western Washington. And actually, let's back up here a little bit and we'll show you I wanted to show the European here as we go to the extended. Check out Northeast Oregon here. This is more legitimate here too. The higher terrain would allow for more snowfall here. And portions of eastern Washington getting in on the action too, except for the immediate Columbia Basin there, so more out towards Spokane. Now looking at the UW GFS here, this shows that weak system kind of open up right over the Puget Sound, just weak troughing. And then you'll see the deeper system move on shore here. Look at this low, some powerful gradients on the Oregon coast there through Monday morning. And as we go on into the extended a little bit more here, another system starts developing here. So we do have several systems to go through. And this shows the snowfall potential. Here we are in through today. The snow piling up across the Cascades of Washington, Oregon, the coastal range. As we go into Sunday morning, look at this. The UW GFS showing some snowfall potential, Seattle north here. And this even extends down towards Olympia as well. Now here comes the next system. You can see the north deformation band on this low pressure system as it brings snowfall all the way out to the Washington coastline here. And you can see it's probably a little more accurate because the Willamette Valley is getting pretty warm this time of year. It's hard to get snowfall down to the Willamette Valley this time of year. But it is showing some accumulating snowfall across all the way down towards the I-5 corridor there for South Washington. So, and look at this, Eastern Washington getting some snowfall with this as well, even all the way down to the Columbia Basin, some of the higher terrain especially. You can see the Yakima Valley there on the lower side of that, but you can see some accumulation up over a couple inches for areas of Spokane. And you can see the Blue Hills and Eastern Oregon, the higher terrain, Idaho, Montana, British Columbia. And look at the Oregon Cascades with that system. I mean, they're talking measuring the snowfall in the feet there as we go through the day Tuesday. This is Gold Beach, Oregon, kind of showing you the potential of that wind as we go through the day Monday. Some strong winds coming for the Oregon coast, so heads up down there. And if this tracks further north, we'll check this out tomorrow and see if this low pressure is still on tap for the Oregon coast or if it starts to move towards Southwest Washington or not. We'll check out the models. Stampede Pass getting good snowfall out of this too, as you can see. And there's going to be some convergence zone activity through the day today and on into tomorrow morning, so that'll enhance any snowfall rates. Seattle, Tacoma, it's kind of highlighting a little skiff of snowfall, and there's another system coming in through midweek next week as well. It's going to be a chilly upper level low also. Snohomish County, Painfield, Everett, you can see the little highlight for some snowfall there as we go on in through Sunday morning. So If you want to wake up early Sunday and check for some snowflakes in your area, watch the radar and you'll see those showers moving around and see where they set up. But we'll look at that again tomorrow. So, yeah, we've got several systems to go through as this really chilly air is going to be, developing these systems in the short term over the area. Here's the energy for Monday's system back here. And so we'll just have to see how this lines up. There's going to be some changes as we go through the day today and to tomorrow. So I'll check the model consistency and just see where these systems are going to come in through here. So click like and subscribe. Hope you guys are having a good day. It's going to be a nice day between some of the sun breaks today. Then you'll notice the clouds increasing this evening and afternoon as the next week system moves in, mainly for Western Washington tonight and tomorrow morning. And again, the stronger system looks like it's going to move through the Oregon coast with the cold deformation band on the north side. So we're going to watch closely for the potential of some snowfall into the lower elevations. So like I said, click like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. If you guys have any comments or concerns, leave them in the messages below, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.